I'm going to make this video as short as I can because I have about 4 other videos that I'm getting ready to release that need to be worked on. So the information that I found last night I think is important enough that I need to get it out to you. This is Eddie Valero. He's a actor from the Tucson area that is friends with Brandon Lee Pittman. I've exposed him as playing this part of Eddie Valero and as being the cameraman that interviewed a person that was actually a Pima County corrections officer at an Oath Keepers event, and he was claiming to be Jose Garana's co-worker, when we know Jose Garana is also a Pima County corrections officer as well, and it's all an act. We've exposed that whole issue, but that's not the case here, what we're talking about. Eddie, as you can see in this shot, he's friends with Brandon Lee Pittman. Of course, Brandon played Jared Loeffner in the Giffords event, and his mother actually played Phyllis Schneck, which we see her here in the doorway next to Eddie. So if you're familiar with my work, you know that I started investigating the Gabrielle Giffords event shortly after the event took place in January of this year. And I was a regular on the Power Hour, which was on GCN's network for some time while I was doing the investigation. So while I was reporting that on that show, since it was on GCN, we decided to contact Alex Jones and see if he would air the information that I found on the Giffords case. And he basically never returned our call and has yet to even mention the work that I've done on this stuff. Now, granted, hey, if you don't believe in what I do, that's fine. I don't really, it doesn't bother me one bit. But the fact is that if you're a host and you value your listeners as much as you say you do, then you want to present them with as much information as you can so they can get a balanced view of situations and they can make their educated decisions about that case. Unfortunately, that's not what Alex does, but hey, that's his show and he's allowed to do whatever he wants. So since I stopped doing the Power Hour, many people have been asking me, why isn't Alex covering the stuff that I've done? And they've been actually calling in and getting onto the show and pitching my website. And he, of course, plays dumb and cuts them off real quick, and that's that. But he knows my website. He's been given all the information, and he refuses to deal with it. So for whatever reason, I'm not going to speculate because I don't know the man, and I don't deal in speculations. I deal in photographs and physical, tangible evidence. So you'll have to ask him this. But when I found this photograph that I got from Radiant Helix Media's Facebook account, and the same photograph is on Eddie's account too, I started to put 2 and 2 together. Now, understand this. The past 2 times that Alex has sent out his staff to go film an event, the first one was the Homeland Security mall shooting that was the drill in Denver, and they also went to film a Federal Reserve building and got kicked out. Well, in each of those events, in the first one I exposed and did a video on it, the individuals that he sent were talking to Pima County Sheriff Dupnick's personnel that are in the sheriff's books and also play multiple roles as actors, like Bradley Manning's father, whom we know Bradley Manning doesn't exist, and this is an actor that's playing the part. But, okay, if that happens once, like I said, you can be tricked, and, that's fine. But then when they go back to that Federal Reserve building, and again, they're confronted by some more Pima County officials, and then when they're told this via email, and other people have contacted them, and then they choose not to address it, then you have to look at it and say, well, why are they not admitting that, yep, they got duped, and deal with it? Well, the fact is that Alex doesn't even want to talk about this stuff, period. I mean, I have my opinion why. I can totally see why, but, I'm not going to say my opinion because it doesn't mean anything. It's up to him to address what I'm going to share with you now. So this photograph we see here of Eddie and the 2 individuals that are standing alongside of him, this was in Arizona after a shoot. And the individual that you see is Aaron Dykes, one of Alex Jones' producers and writers. I believe the other one on the other side is Matt Ryan, but I'm not sure on that one because I can't find a very good shot of him. But needless to say, that's not the issue here. Aaron Dykes, as you can see, I mean, this is a photograph of him that was taken a few years back. He's put on a lot of weight since, but we can still look and see his ear, since he gives us a great ear shot. And comparing them both, and I even here is just, you know, for just to make sure you understand the structure of his ear and the genetic shapes that he has, the genetic landmarks. I'll show you the other side. You can see that the same genetic features are still there. So it's definitely him. And then look at his front two teeth. So we know that this is Aaron Dykes. Aaron Dykes is with Eddie Ballera at Pittman's or at their studio. So I'm not going to say what I think, but what I would imagine if it were me in the situation of Alex Jones, I would definitely make some type of comment as to why he's not dealing with the issues, and he's allowing people from Pima County, from the Sheriff Dupnick's office that are known actors like Tony Greenberg that plays David de Rothschild, and also many other people like Pepe Escobar. And then we also have Stuart Rhodes, which I exposed the other day as Todd Kyle from Homeland Security. So, okay, if you make a mistake, you man up and you stand up and say, yep, they tricked me, damn, and you deal with it. But if he doesn't deal with it, well, I'm not going to say what I would think. And let me leave you with one final thought. Don't kill the messenger. It wasn't me that put their photos out there. I mean, it's all them. If they're dumb enough to do that and think that they're not going to get caught, well, so just don't take it out on me. I didn't do anything.